um, overcome it is
Yes.
amazing.
Yes, yes, and overcoming. That's
Yeah.
something that we all do, right? We overcome. And so I just love that. So that's one of those poems that I keep, close to me because it's just a reminder, of things that you need to remember that keep you grounded, but also that you need, you've gone past that point, not to sit there, but just to move forward. So with that, who would like to go next amongst the three of us?
I would like to go next.
Okay, all right. Did you want to show your face or
Sure.
okay?
Oops.
Let
Okay.
us see you here. All right, let me, perfect.
Nice.
All right. So let me breathe. Let me breathe from the weight that's crushing me. Let me be free. Let me be me. Who am I, you ask? I am poetry. Let me breathe. Let me feel alive. A sense of drive with every breath that to take a break, the chains that hold me down. Lift me up. Don't let me drown. Foundation strong, grounded, hold me down, define, design me a brighter crown. Inhale, exhale without fail. The journey of a poet is the greatest tale.
Wow, I love
Yes.
that. Wow.
Very good.
Poetry is it's very direct and it drives right to the point. And
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah,
What
thanks.
what is your overall inspiration, Christian, when you're writing your poetry?
My life experiences, music, listening to music, other poets.
Yes, yes, I love that. I'm also inspired by listening to other poets, hearing their work. Like you said, music is poetry to music, in my opinion. And so it's very inspirational. So thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that poem too, because I feel like poetry gives us life and it helps us to breathe.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, thank you, Christian. Thank you. I hope you have more to share.
I do have more to share.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and let Tina take the stand and we're gonna talk to her real quick because she's got a new book out.
Yeah.
And we will go around the table. Tina's gonna tell us about her new book and what's been going on with her.
Yes. So my book is called Love Don't Hit. And while it's not my story of abuse, it's someone's story. And I'm also a survivor of domestic violence. So I wanted to be able to reach the many people that are trapped in those kind of relationships. And I wanted to reach them through my writing that you don't have to stay there, you have options, and that we have to have more self-worth and self-love and not accept it. And it's not just physical. I think emotional is probably the worst. Emotional and verbal
Yes.
is two of just as bad, I should say, not the worst, but just as bad as physical, because it messes with the mind. And
Yeah.
so many people are in these toxic relationships. So
Yeah.
my book is on Amazon, Love Don't Hit by Tina Louise Jackson, and it is a page turner. Like, you'll literally not be able to put it down. So I'm just thankful and just grateful.
Yeah, so congratulations on your book launch. I've been
Thanks.
watching you and I know that, being an author slash poet, it's a lot of responsibility because you have to, you put all of your work into your book, you're
Yes.
delivering your poetry. and then you're facilitating book launches. So that involves traveling and getting the book
Yes.
there and talking to people. And so what we'd like to do here, especially on the Poets Lounge, is we really want to encourage the writing, the poetry, and really the expression of our lives, our voices. And so we want to keep that going. And so I commend you on that hard work because
Thank you.
people don't take it for granted. It is a lot of work, and there's a lot of planning that goes into that. In addition to your normal daily life duties, right? It's like
Yeah.
a whole nother job that you are committed to, happily committed to, but you put a lot of time and effort into that, promoting and all of that. So kudos out to
Absolutely.
you for that.
Thank you. You're absolutely right, Paulette. I mean, it is a lot of work because I did one book signing in Virginia in April, and then in May I did another book signing in New York. So I'm just tapped out actually. I feel great, but like you said, it's just a lot of work, a lot of planning, traveling. You have to think of everything. You know, we wanted to feed the guests, we wanted to do giveaways, and it's just so much that it's entailed in it.
Right.
So I can't wait to see the fruit of my labor.
Yes. Well, it's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. So share with our audience one of your poems to get us started, because you have a bunch
Okay.
in your repertoire.
Yes, actually, my next book will be a of a poetry book of my life surviving domestic violence.
Oh,
So
nice.
this poem is called Trapped. Had it not been for the Lord, I would have died in the storm. Do you know what I've survived? Satan tried to take my life. He beat me mercilessly, first by my mother, then by a string of lovers. I was in the fight for my life, didn't think I'd make it. I know you're thinking, why did I take it? I was trapped and confused, so used to being used. Yahshua saved me over and over again, but yet I still sinned and chose to have sex with men. They were bad, bad for me, tested my limits, and shook my faith, might I add. One married me without love, but I stayed 10 long years. Took all my youth. That's what desperation looks like. I needed a permanent vacation. One almost killed me in front of my kids, tried to take me off the grid. Nothing but God that I survived. Now I'm here to tell my story. I've been revived. After going through hell and being deprived, I've strived, and now I have finally arrived.
Wow. Wow.
Yay.
That's amazing. Wow.
God is good.
Yes, he is all the time. And like you said, that people need to hear, um, because people are going through things, and they get to a point where, they feel trapped. A lot of people feel trapped. That's why they don't leave. And because they're either afraid
It's
or
true.
whatever, what have you, or they feel guilty. I
Yes.
mean, I think that men go through that too, that are in relationships that maybe, their kids involved or what have you, and they feel, some sort of um, entrapment, that they have to submit to any type of behavior that's thrown at them. And so, um,
Absolutely.
that's beautiful. So you told us about, your inspiration in this poem. Christian, do you have any comments from a male perspective on Tina's poem?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of men who do get abused, but it's not really talked about because It's a taboo subject, and most
Yes,
men are encouraged to not show or talk about their feelings because it's not manly.
Right.
absolutely.
That's true. They can't even cry. And
Yeah, it's terrible.
when you talk about that, can you imagine all of the bottled up energy, hurt,
Yes,
pain, and all that? If you can't even cry, I mean, as women, we cry over happy things, sad,
yes,
everything, we'll,
everything.
you know,
That's
but
true.
when you talk that, you raise a very interesting point and very true, that it's not manly to show expression or to feel pain or to cry or what have you. So, oh, it looks like I'm frozen, but that's terrible.
It
That's
is.
terrible if you can't express yourself, and let those feelings out. That's really what it's about, right?
Yes. And
Or,
that's why we say that's why God gave us tear ducts. Everyone has them. So that means that anyone is supposed to cry. It's a release. And that's why men are dropping dead at alarming rates because they don't ever release. They just, like you said, Paul, like keep everything bottled. And then next thing they have a massive
they have
heart
an
attack,
explosion.
massive stroke, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's we gotta change that because
Yeah.
because you know what? At the end of the day, crying does not deplete who you are.
No.
If you're a
It's
man and you cry, it doesn't, you're still a man. If you're a woman and you cry, you're still a woman.
That's right.
So we have to change that narrative so that everybody, it's not like, okay, we just all start crying like babies like that, you know? But my whole thing is that if you have to go into your quiet space and just, let it out, that's okay. Even if nobody has to see it, nobody has to know, but it's really about the key word, like you said, Tina, the release, right?
Yes, you feel so much better afterwards. You know,
Right.
I got a little emotional while I was in New York because I had saw two of my friends, like we're like sisters, and literally all of our kids' fathers have passed away.
Wow.
And it just made I just started crying, like I got really because I'm like, oh, why are all our kids' fathers gone?
Right. Welcome, Shakila.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show. Tina was just telling us about that, about the fathers, and so that's a huge I won't say it's an issue, but it's a huge problem. Um,
Yes,
and we want to keep our men, we need you guys. So thank you,
me
Christian, for
too.
raising that point because it it needs to be heard by a man.
Yes, yes.
It's more impactful coming from you than from me. I can say it 5,000 times, but it needs to, it just resonates more with another man. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Definitely.
And I wrote so many poetry pieces about this.
Mm.
Awesome. Well, share, please. Before you share, let me ask Shakila, will you be speaking tonight?
I'm thinking I might. I wrote something recently that I think I might share.
Oh, we'd love you to. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and let Christian um, take the stage and share another poem, and then you'll be up next. How about that?
That's fine.
Awesome. All right, Christian.
Okay. As he traverses the South's dusty landscape, the ghost of his own making haunt him, taunting whispers of what could have been, but never was. The heart is a lonely hunter, forever doomed to roam the wilderness of its own fortitude, yet forever seeking solace and the fleeting warmth of human touch. Feeling desperate, searching, longing for connection, for love and understanding, amidst the ruins of his own shattered dreams, picking up the pieces within pieces to gather oneself and repair one's self-esteem, where shadows dance and play, a heartbeat solo, a melody of sorrow's way, as the misfit protagonist coverages in a lonely refrain. Shadows cry out in pain, indeed, as it searches for connection in a world that shuns the broken. Yet in the darkness, a glimmer of hope flickers, a reminder that even in isolation, our stories are intertwined, which explains the reason the cage bird sings, because there are many in the world who desire to kill a mockingbird with great expectation of pride and prejudice. Society loves to target the invisible man.
Wow.
Very
Amazing.
good.
Wow.
Yes.
I love that.
Thanks.
Very empowering. And so what were you thinking when you wrote this piece?
I was a part of a writing group and we had different prompts for like different storybooks. So we had the titles that and we was asked to write about those titles. So I put everything together from different book titles and then I wrote that.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Yes. Very
Amazing.
good.
Tina, do you have any comments for Christian?
Yeah, the poem, it makes me think of how the heart is very unsettled, and that you just go through so many different things, and I look at it like the heart is searching, it needs God.
Yes.
Yeah. And then won't have to fight all the shadows and all of that stuff.
Yes. Amen.
That's what I get out of it.
Wow. That's neat. That's neat. You know, you can write something, and I'll relate this to books, that you can write your memoir or write a story or a poem, and you have a thought pattern or a process behind that writing. And you can recite it to someone and they'll get something totally different out of it. Isn't that amazing?
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
you weren't even thinking of that, but they pulled something else out of it. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I see it happening all the time. You know, people are like, oh, even some of my books, they're like, I'm thinking, I wasn't even thinking, that wasn't even my thought pattern at all. So thank you so much, Christian, for sharing. And so next we have Shakila Dill to the stage. Sheila, you want to show your face? There you are.
Yes, give me a second. I was trying to do it on my computer.
Oh, okay. You want me to pull it from that one? I can.
Okay.
I-
Yeah.
okay.
I had logged onto my phone because my computer was taking a long time to load.
Okay. All right. No problem. Let me go there. There you are. Hello and welcome to the Poets Lounge.
Hi.
Hello.
So tell us your name, Shakila, and where you're from.
My name is Shaquala. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay.
And this is actually my second time coming to the Poets Lounge.
Nice. Nice. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. So go ahead. I'm sure you have a poem for us.
Okay. This one I just wrote earlier this week. It's titled Nothing Left to Say. The answer is yes. All you got to do is say it. I know what you're thinking. All you have to do is say yes. I know nothing is promised between us. Why should we? Because that's what it's made for. So I want to know, how deep is your love? Do I want to? The answer is yes. You know what's up. The answer is yes. This is where I want to be. We don't have to be secret lovers. I swear it's whatever you want. So the answer is yes. Love no limit. We will have endless love. Soon as I get home, as long as we have an understanding that I'm still in love with you, but if it isn't love, why can't we be friends? If only you knew, the answer will always be yes. So can we? I tell him, all I do is think of you. When he said to me, share my world, my answer is yes. I'm ready to spend my life with you. I'll give all my love to you. There's nothing left to say. The answer will always be yes.
Mm,
I love that. I heard
that's
some
so
titles in there.
Mhm.
Mary J. and a bunch of people. Oh my goodness.
It is. It's a bunch of different songs that I actually just recently listened to on Monday. And as I was listening to them, the inspiration was from Music Soul Child's song, The Answer is Yes. I listened to that over the weekend and I was like, okay, I want to write something with that in there. So my Monday is just like, okay, well, why not do just the song titles of the different songs that you listen to? So
Right.
that's what I did.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
yes.
I
Thank you.
love that. And you know, I was thinking about Mary J. Blige this week. You know, she's phenomenal. And of course we all know about, you know, Puffy and all that, what's going on with him. And she was a part of all of that. Um, you know, back in the day when she was writing or she was singing Love No Limit, and that whole album was the 411. I loved all of those songs. I felt that a lot of those songs spoke to me at that time, you know, when I was coming up or whatever, going through what I was going through. And so I just, you know, people, you just never know what people are going through, especially artists. And that whole, most of those songs that I heard in your poem right now, that was all back in that same time, you know, between what 90s or whatever. And all of those songs, they were the bomb, they were all good club songs and whatnot. But here we are years, decades later, and we find out, you know, what was really going on. Regardless of what we heard or what was put out there. And we're hearing so much more, you know, people that have passed away, people that were murdered or whatever. You know, it's just awful. So thank you for writing that, because you know those songs, they'll be in our life forever, and they have a lot of heart in them, you know.
Yes.
Like you were able to write a story, write a poem about several songs, and they all go together like in one one subject. Isn't that amazing? So
It is.
tell us, what do you think about that, Christian? Do you have any comments?
Yeah, so I grew up listening to many of those songs, so it's, you know, it's really cool that someone can make a poem out of all of those songs.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yes,
Thank you.
it is. Sorry about that. I was losing my power, so I'm back on. So anyway, okay, well, thank you so much for sharing. Um,
I just want to say what I like about it is
go ahead.
that,
I'm sorry, Tina. Thank you. Go ahead.
no, it's fine. Um, I just wanted to say what I like about it is that when you love someone, if you ever really been in love, the answer is always yes, whether they're good for you or not. The answer is always yes. That is so true.
Yeah. Your key word was love.
Yes.
Yeah, love ain't nothing like
Right?
it.
And whenever love is in the picture, like you said, it is always yes.
Always.
And sometimes because of that love, like we don't see anything bad. It's all good, you know. We see the bad, but we ignore it because of love,
Yes.
right?
Our heart wants what it wants. And yeah, we just in denial.
Right. Right.
Great poem.
Okay, I have a little poem here. Let's see, I will read it. It's from an anonymous poet. Thank you so much. Now, how do I pronounce your name? I don't want to mispronounce it. Is it Shaquilla? Shaquilla.
Wheeler.
How do I pronounce your name correctly?
It's Shaquala, but you could just call me Q.
Q. Okay, Q. All right. So this is a poem as a poem of empowerment. In the dawn of every sunrise, there's a strength that lights the way, a power deep within you that's carried through each day. From the roots of ancient queens to the voices breaking chains, you stand a mighty pillar through struggles and through pains. Your skin, a map of stories, of triumphs, old and new. A tapestry of courage that's brilliantly hued. With wisdom of ages and a heart that knows no bounds, you rise above the whispers, above the echoing sounds. Through the fields of golden dreams, you walk with grace and pride, a beacon of resilience with dignity as your guide. Each step you take in purpose, a march towards the dream. You are the strength of mothers, the hope of generations, a testament to beauty and fierce determination. In every stride you conquer, in every word you speak, you prove the world your power, so radiant and so unique. So lift your head, my sister, and let your spirit soar. With every breath you take and every beat within your chest, you are the heart of greatness, the essence of the best. Black women, you are powerful in ways that few can see. A force of nature, boundaries unchained, forever free. In you lies all the magic of the world, of a world that's yet to be. So rise and shine and conquer, for you are destiny.
Oh, nice. I like that.
How did it make you feel?
It
Welcome.
made me feel like the ancestors, they went through so much, and what they went through can give us strength
Yeah,
and teach us lessons and on how to behave and conduct ourselves in the world, and to not let people and situations weigh us down. We have to be like overcomers like they were.
amen. Yes, I felt that too. I felt that too. All right, who is up next? Who's next? Is it you, Tina?
Oh yes.
All right.
Days. Okay, so this poem is called The Cost. I never counted the cost of being with you. Obesity, high blood pressure, COPD too. All I thought about was great kisses and midnight interludes. I thought I was the boss, had everything under control. I forgot the cost. The price I'd have to pay every day. I had to pray, God, please make a way. I forgot the cost I had to pay daily, lies and embellishments, even homelessness. Joblessness was your way of life, worn as an adornment, as worn like an adornment. You took more pride in your car instead of the real star in your life, which was me, even more so your seeds. Bringing kids in the world like it's a game for fun. In the end, it's your fault when your kids become bums. Always on the run, living as outcasts full of shame, thinking they are wrong, when it was you, the father, who took no time to love and rear. Same old song. Stand up before it's too late. Don't give them your fate. They're your kids. Give them a chance. You destroyed me. I didn't take a stance. My broken pieces were for all the world to see. Now I'm getting back to me. Instead of staying broken, I'm healing, learning to love me instead of seeking, going for treatment, enjoying the little girl Tina no one loved. She doesn't have to starve anymore. Jesus said, if you drink of me, you'll never thirst again. Amen.
Wow. Amen.
Yes.
So tell us about your inspiration in writing that.
So that poem was written about a guy I was seeing who was extremely good looking. You know how we all have a type?
Right.
Well, he was my type, tall, muscular, like cocoa colored skin, a goatee, just everything. And I got caught up in the looks.
Oh.
And I got caught up in the lies of this and this and this instead of paying attention. And the cost was that I paid almost with my life because I got very, very sick being with this person. And I had to stop working and my whole life changed, all
Wow.
because I wanted to be with that person and they were not worth my time.
Wow.
Yeah, so we can't get caught up in the looks.
Right. And we've all been there.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, caught up in the looks, the cars, the
Oh, yes.
all that
Oh,
fancy, flossy stuff, right?
yes. Oh, yeah, he had a Lexus, so yeah, I was definitely caught up. No, it's true. It's not worth it because the price you're gonna pay is too high of a price to pay for whatever little bit of pleasure that you experienced with them.
Right. And I mean, it's safe to say that it doesn't mean that everybody that looks good with nice cars and they have it going on, that they're the worst people in the world. So
Right,
want to
right.
clear that up, but that is an attraction getter. Those are things that women look at, and so there are some women are more attracted to than others to those physical things, and they're attracted to wealth, someone who is wealthy, or they appear to have it going on, but the whole point is that everybody is going through something, and so you have to get to know that person beyond what you see up
Exactly.
front, beyond all the flash and the what all the things that they
Yes.
can offer you in a financial situation, right?
Yes. So true.
We live and learn.
Oh, yes.
We live and learn. There's back in the day, which people still go there. I don't know, Christian, are you in California? Where are you?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Are you in Massachusetts? Okay, so I don't know if you all have heard of Venice Beach. And so Venice Beach is especially back in my day, it was like everyone went on Sundays. You could see celebrities walking through there. People were roller skating and dancing and lifting weights. And Sunday was the day to go to Venice Beach. And for those of you that are watching, that know me, that hung out with me back in the day, you already know. And so that was our spot. And you talk about, cocoa butter brown men lifting weights. you know, thousands of muscles, all of that. And so
Yes.
been there, done that, you know.
Wow. They were all over, huh?
You're totally caught up in the whole vibe of, you know, the beach life, you know, and everybody. I mean, it was a thing. Sundays, Venice Beach, you know, and then cruising down Crenshaw Boulevard. It was a thing that
Wow.
still do to this day. So that's
Sounds exciting.
yeah, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun. It's still fun, but you know, like you said, you could get caught up into and caught up into that whole thing, and it'll pull you into people that you really shouldn't be dealing with. And so
Yeah.
that's really my point. But thank you for sharing that and talking about that, because
You're
it's
welcome.
funny memories. So
Yes, those humps.
who's up next for us? Q, do you have another poem, or is it your turn, or Christian's?
I can go again.
Okay,
I have one that I wrote back in 2010.
alrighty.
It's called Still Standing. Knocked down, pushed down, tossed to the side like I'm nothing, but I'm still standing. Love me, hate me, condemn me, heal me. No matter what you do, I'm still standing. You tried to break me, keep me low in the dumps. You were killing me slowly and sadly, and I almost let you. But here I am, still standing. Like Monica said, you can bet your last that my head won't hit the floor. I'm still standing. So I'm not pretty enough or smart enough or small enough for you. That's fine, because guess what? I'm still standing. I learned a long time ago, I'm not here to please everybody, but here for God's purpose, and through Him, I'm still standing. I done weathered through each storm that has come my way, and I'm still standing. No matter what trials and tribulations life threw me, I will always and forever be more still standing.
Wow, I love that.
Amen. Yes.
Thank you.
I love the
Standing.
title of that.
Thank you.
Yes, I love the title. So tell us what brought you to that poetry, that poem.
What I was going through back then, actually there's a part two to it as well. I was just, getting myself together after being in a long-term abusive relationship, and just everything that he tried to do to me, I just let him know you can't. Everything you tried to accomplish, it didn't work.
Yes,
Look where I'm at.
yes. Thank
Amen.
you to that. Wow. Wow. Yeah. And you know what? I think that a lot of us, especially, you know, it's not just Black women, I think women in general, that they are abused in so many ways, verbal abuse, like you were saying, Tina. It can be more damaging or just as damaging as physical abuse. I
Yes.
mean, you know, once you heal from the physical part, there's that mental part that it really never goes away unless you deal with it and put it away, put it in its place. And so, um, you know, for you to be able to express yourself and to share that with others, it really is helping somebody out there that is going through the same type of situations. I mean, even though we're older and technology is different, so you have people that are texting abusive conversations to people, not so much
Mhm.
in their face, but you can scream and make someone feel bad in a text message, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's elevated to something else. And so the message is still relevant to that you don't have to allow anybody to mistreat you, and that you have to set boundaries. I'm sure that we've all learned that, you know, that we have to set boundaries for ourselves and not allow people to cross those boundaries. And when they do, you have to take that stand. And I think that, you know, a lot of people, they're afraid to be alone or afraid that, you know, somebody's gonna think something, or who cares, you know?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you're alone. Sometimes we need that time to get ourselves together. We have to be at our best in order to be able to have a healthy relationship, right? It's not up to the other person to create a healthy relationship. Like, we both contribute to make the relationship healthy, right? So you
That's
have
right.
you have to approach it with more than a half full cup yourself, you know, and I'm just saying, not you personally, but I'm just saying in general, like, there's two people, so everybody has to contribute to that, you know, that healthy part. So, Christian, you are up next.
Okay.
Thank you, Q.
Thank
When
you,
I tell
family.
my story, the past unwinds. Poet me, poetry, that's the treasure you'll find. A narrative woven from threads of joy and tears as words flow forth. Like a river stream, I relive each moment, relieve each dream, the highs and lows, the twists and turns, a story of growth, of lessons learned. When I tell my story, I find my voice. Whether you listen or not, that's your choice. I said, whether I like me or not, that's your choice. Whether you like me or not, that's your choice. At the end of the day, I will tell my story. I rise with the sun. I let my melanin grow, rhyming and vibing as if I'd done it before. Wherever thread every thread is a memory, a moment, a choice. The fabric of my past is fragile, prone to unraveling, yet resilient, for it has shaped the person I am today. I find solace in the knowledge that I am not alone. With each spoken word, I confront the ghosts that haunt me in my mental home. When I tell my story, memories unfold. With every word, a chapter is spun of laughter, tears, and lessons learned begun.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, amen.
Very
Thank
good.
you. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I
Wow.
think what it does is um I think a lot of people don't have a voice at some point in their life, and that what writing and poetry does is gives us that voice to be able to speak our truth. And
Yes.
then people are gonna have to listen, or they don't have to listen, but our truth still can go out.
Yes. And our truth, nobody can change your truth, right? It is a fact. It's your truth. And when you talk about hearing your story, and Tina saying, speaking your truth, for me, what comes to mind is, you know, they're trying to really take our history out of schools, right? They're trying to remove the history that we had to endure, our ancestors endured. They want to remove that from our schools, remove our voice, and yeah, essentially remove our voices from
Mhm.
the whole literary um section of books, schools, all of that. And so we have to continue to write, continue to deliver our poetry, to speak our truths, so that, you know, our voices are heard. And so that's very, very important, extremely important, especially in today's world where, you know, we literally have a convicted felon running for president. And so, you know, it's like that's unheard of, but it's happening, right? All these
Yeah.
new things that we never thought would happen or would be allowed is happening now. And so, along with our history, you know, along with, our democracy is at stake. And so, so thank you for writing that, for putting that together. Your hard work, it doesn't go unappreciated, because like I said, there's people that need to hear this, and they need to know that, our voices are our truth. And if we have to speak it through poetry, if we have to speak it through our memoirs or writing stories, then that's what we have to do for our children and grandchildren and those that come, later on. So it's very, very important.
Yes, I also think that collectively, as a group of people, we really need to write letters to the senators, congressmen about the fact that they are taking out our history, which is what's important. That's what's going to empower kids. And then they want to teach immoral sexual practices to children. It's like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? They're taking out something good and they're teaching them something that they don't even need to know about.
Right, right. I agree. It's very scary. It's very scary. I mean, I'm glad. I wouldn't want to go to school right now or to start, like elementary growing up. I wouldn't want to do that now. Because
Yeah, it's
it's so much
terrible.
more advanced, right? The technology really, of course, knowledge is power, but the technology is gone so far. Kids are exposed to so much
Everything.
more than we were exposed to. We were
Yeah,
talking about, going to the movies, and how, of course, there was a drive-in. There's hardly any drive-ins anymore, right? They're almost obsolete.
yeah,
But if I was just telling my friend that, yeah, I remember going to a drive-in, and I remember the movie was Superfly, with my parents or whatever. And there were parts in there that, were inappropriate for kids. And so my parents would say, cover your eyes, or they would cover my eyes,
right, right.
so that you didn't see that. And my point is, the difference between that and now, they can see everything, right?
Everything, yes. And
Nothing
it's
is
taking their innocence away.
gone.
Yeah,
They can see all whatever they want on a phone, a tablet, even some of these cartoons, like when people say,
yeah,
you need to check what your kids are watching, what they're seeing on their phones, on these YouTube channels. And I would agree, because even on some of these channels that they may be designed for kids, sometimes after hours of watching, they slip in little things within these
mhm,
programs that are inappropriate. And for parents, they're thinking, oh, well, they're just watching this little show. It's cute. I've watched it and it's no problem. But after hours and hours and hours, you'd be surprised, how there's little things that will come into those shows that are extremely inappropriate for kid. And they know that unless you're sitting there for hours and hours watching with them, you
right.
but if you're not, they're getting it. And so
Mhm.
it's very different, than when I was growing up. And the content that was available. I mean, I even go back, not to date myself, but when I was a little girl, TV used to turn off like at 10 o'clock. it would just stop. And then they would start up again the next morning, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, you could watch, I remember cartoons, you would hurry and try to watch your cartoons because they were only on for a certain amount of time, not 24/7. So really something. All
It's
right.
really bad now because even one of my middle grandsons, he came to me and he was really upset and he said it was like a porn in the phone and he saw two men doing it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was confused and I was so angry because I'm
Yeah.
like, how is this in a phone where kids can see this?
Like I
I
told you,
mean,
they sneak things in.
yeah,
They sneak
it's
things
sick.
into these kids shows, and you know, the parents don't know because, like I said, it's hours and hours of watching. They embed that stuff maybe after about what 20 hours of the kid watching the show. But by then you're okay with them watching because you kind of glance and seen, oh, it's okay. But it's in there. And so it's something to really be mindful of. But gosh, we are almost out of time. Does anyone have one last poem to share? Tina, I think is that you? Are you up next?
I don't know. I have a poem.
Okay. All right, go ahead and take us home.
All right, so this one is called Heartfelt. As women, we think and feel too much with our heart. In reality, we should have never got involved with him from the start. We want to be loved so badly, we take the worst kind of abuse, sadly. We're constantly in denial, but meanwhile walk around with a plastic smile, pretending all is well, being yelled at and ordered around, going through hell. No more self-esteem or self-worth. It's all in all like a slave you've been bought. The price you're paying is too high, but instead of leaving, you'd rather live a lie, a meaningless life, and then you die.
Wow.
It keeps it real. Keeps it real.
Yes, that was keeping it real. Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
That sounded like you were saying that to somebody.
I am absolutely. Yeah. She's just
Wow.
going through it and yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Miss Q, do you have something before we wrap up? We have like maybe 3 minutes.
Okay, I can. Okay, I'll read this one. It's called Bright Eyes. Bright eyes is what I bright eyes is what I see when you look at me. Curious eyes is what I see when you look at me. Sad eyes I also see when you look at me. Worried eyes I see when you look at me. Questioning eyes I see when you look at me. All these I see every time you look at me. The bright when you're happy, the curious when you're wondering about things like what is that? The sad when you're in pain, the worried when you see me sad, the questioning when you're wondering, what did I say? Your eyes are a joy to me. To see them look up at me. You are my bright eye baby who brings joy to my heart. Your eyes, I just love your bright eyes.
Oh, beautiful. Wow, I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Eyes are the mirror to the soul, so the eyes do see everything.
Yeah, I wrote that about my youngest because that's how he always looked at me.
Aww.
Cute. All right, Christian, I'm gonna give you you're the last poet of the night. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a question. So, I have my own website where I have my poetry books and different content on there. Is it okay if I share it in the chat? in the chat?
Yes, please. And now I'll make a little announcement before we go. We're a little bit over, but it's all good. Okay, got it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Did you have something that you wanted to share? Another poem, or you?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Let's see.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
As a man, he wasn't taught to cry or show emotion, so he exchanged his tears for ink and the pen to express what was bottled up within. A mask of steel he wears with pride. As a man, he wasn't taught to cry or hide. Emotions locked deep inside, a secret kept inside. For showing weakness, he was denied. The weight of his heart, a heavy load, a burden he dared, his story untold. But what if he could let the tears fall free and release the pain, the sorrow, and the sea? Perhaps then he'd find solace and peace and learn to heal and mend and to release. He yearns to break free, but still he holds on, afraid to show the cracks in his facade, afraid to be vulnerable, afraid to be weak. So he remains a prisoner of his own emotions, a man trapped in a sea of unshed tears, searching for a way to release the pain that has become his greatest fear.
Wow.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Amazing.
I love that. I love that. All men need to hear that. Because like you talk about that bottled up syndrome where they just don't talk about what they're going through, whether any of their pain or any of that. And it doesn't mean that you're weak. Right? It doesn't mean that. Somebody said that it does, but they're wrong, you know. And
It means they're human.
so
It means
that you remind people.
It means they're human. It means
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
It means that they're human
Mhm.
and that you have feelings, right? That and those feelings are valid and that they mean something and they're an expression. And so I appreciate you for honing in on that because like I said, it's very impactful to, not only our community, but men in general of other diversities that are going through things and don't talk and all of that. And so it's truly a blessing. So thank you all so much. This has been a wonderful show.
Yes.
We are going to be elevating this show. We appreciate you. This is our anniversary. And we always have different poets that show up. We appreciate your support. We are looking to, well, we're in negotiations. This show is going to go on live television. It's going to be on Hulu, Roku, and Apple Fire TV. So you'll be able to pull it up. That's why we've been really like trying to stick with the time thing and just kind of keep everything, perfect and professional while we have our fun with the show. So we appreciate you. Make sure that you share and like the show. We will have more announcements in the days to come as to where you can view this show on other networks. And so I'd like to wish all of you a happy upcoming Juneteenth day. Hope you have a good time with your family and friends.
Yes.
Our next Poets Lounge it's gonna be Friday, July 5th. So I'm sure everybody will be, feeling great after the 4th of July, and then we will rock the house on the 5th, right? So we will see you all on the 5th. Thank you so much for tuning in. Christian, thank you for sharing your book and your link. I'll definitely put it, the show is on YouTube and it's on Facebook Live and all of that. So I will put your information out there. I'll also reach out to you. Please make sure you send me your email addresses in the chat if I don't have it. So that way you can keep up to date as to what's going on with our Poets Lounge, what we're doing, and all of that. So Tina, do you have any closing words before we sign off tonight?
I just want to say I enjoyed all of the poets. Your work is amazing, and just be encouraged and keep writing because somebody needs to hear what you're saying.
Yes. Yes. What about you, Q? Do you have any closing words for us?
Just saying thank you for having this platform to allow us to come and speak.
You're welcome. Thank you for supporting us. Christian? Any closing
Yes, so I want to
remarks?
say thanks for having me on your show. And
Yes, so I
giving
want
me
to
the
say
space to
thanks for
share my
having me on your
poetry.
show, and giving me the space to share my poetry.
And then last but
You're
not least, I
welcome.
want to
Thank you for
say peace,
supporting us.
prosperity, and
And then
poetry.
last but not least, I want to say peace, prosperity, and poetry.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much. Well, thank you to our listening audience. Thank you for your support. Please like and share us, and we will see you next month on the Poets Lounge. Bye-bye.